So what happened to me while I was in 8th grade?
Okay. What happened was you started to change. Your personality changed. Your appearance changed. You were complaining about more headaches and feeling lethargic. You were gaining weight at a rapid speed, and things just weren't right. So I went to a pediatrician, and they sent me to another doctor that misdiagnosed you and said it was your nutrition. And he sent me to a nutritionist that misdiagnosed you, tried to put you on a very strict diet when I was explaining to him that you were playing football almost 7 days a week, and you normally lose 20 pounds during a season, and you were gaining 6 to 7 pounds a week. And he wasn't listening to me. I went to another doctor. They weren't listening to me. So after months, I researched my own doctor. We brought you to Poughkeepsie the next day after I called, begged her to see you quickly, and within a half hour she diagnosed you of Cushing's, which is a tumor in the center of your brain. So the next day she immediately called for an MRI. We went back up to Poughkeepsie, you had an MRI, and the next day you were in her office, and she sat the three of us down, and she explained to you that you had a brain tumor and that you would need surgery. And you didn't bat an eyelash and said, okay, let's go. So that's what happened.
As a parent, what was it like for you in the situation?
Devastating. As a parent, you never want your child to hurt or be sick for a second. And if I could have taken the tumor out of your brain and put it in mine, I would have in a second. I never wanted to see you suffer. But you were our strength because you were so accepting and reassuring that you were going to be okay, and you never complained about having it, except football. But other than that, you were such a trooper and so strong that gave Daddy and I strength to get you through this.
How did you help to stay positive?
Friends and family. Your attitude. You were positive. Like I said, you didn't complain. You were a trooper. And I just prayed to God. And family and friends helped us. And we gained a tremendous amount of faith and strength from that. From everyone. Mostly you.
How do you feel that I've overcame from the whole process throughout the years?
You remain the same person. You still don't complain about it. You know, it had setbacks for you. Concentration levels and physical levels. It's still a setback for you. You lost a lot as far as height. They diagnosed you to be 6'2", 6'3". You're still at a respectable height, so we're not worried about that. But you did lose a lot, but with losing you gained. And you gained maturity, and you gained respect for doctors and nurses and the family and friends that supported you. And it made you more compassionate to the children that didn't survive something like this and who had it worse. And it gave you respect and appreciation for what other families have to endure.
So what was it like as a parent to be in that situation?
To be in this situation was very difficult. So we knew that something, we knew for months something wasn't right because Johnny wasn't feeling well, and there was, he was tired. There were issues with his weight, and we were going to many doctors, doctor after doctor. Just couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then finally, when we went to the doctor that diagnosed Johnny, she was a doctor out of Poughkeepsie, and we found out the news that there was a tumor on his brain, a tumor on his pituitary gland, which is up on the brain. Was just like shocking. We knew something was wrong, but we didn't know it was like a brain tumor. So it was just a very shocking situation. Surreal is when it's like it's a dream, like it's not real. So it was a very difficult time for us. But we tried to stay positive. We were sent to the National Institute of Health. The National Institute of Health is one of the best hospitals in the world. It's down in Maryland, and they have a team that specializes in what Johnny had, called Cushing's disease. And that's all they do. A portion of the hospital that's all they do. It's a huge hospital, but there's a department that just focuses on that. And they're experts in their field, and they've been doing it for years. So we are very positive and confident because that's where we were headed, and those are the people that were going to take care of Johnny, and that's the surgeon that was going to do surgery on Johnny. So it was shocking. We were upset. We were scared, but we were very positive and confident because we were going to this hospital. We had all our family was around us and very supportive. Johnny was being very positive. He was being very strong, and he was probably the strongest out of all of us because he wasn't worried, and we just made our way down there, and everything worked out. Okay.
How do you feel I've overcome from all that?
So how did you overcome the whole surgery and everything? Very well. He was very positive, came out of it very strong, and didn't let it bother him. He could have, once the surgery was completed and he got back home, he was he rehabilitated very quickly. He jumped back into playing basketball and football. We made sure we received clearance because it was a brain tumor, but the doctor said Johnny was doing great. He was getting himself back into shape. He was released to play all athletics, including football. So that was all very positive. He could have just quit, but he didn't quit on any of that stuff. And it was only 8th grade, so he went through 8th grade into 9th grade, through high school. Being very positive, came out of it very strong, worked hard on his exercising and building his body strength back up, and we continue to see the doctors every year for a checkup. We're scheduled to go see the doctors again in a few months, and Johnny's always very positive coming through that, and the doctors are just very happy with everything. There's no sign of any issues in his brain. There's no the Cushing's is gone. There's not going to be any other future effects. He's worked his way right through it, back to a healthy a young man. So Johnny stayed very positive, Johnny stayed confident. He jumped back into his normal life. He didn't let this get him down. And it could have easily he could have just not, jumped back into sports. But he did. He wasn't worried about anything, and he did he did better than anybody could do in this situation, because it was very traumatic to have, brain tumor, brain surgery, missing school, shut down for a while, but he came back really strong. He did great. We're very proud of him and happy the way he came out of it. And so are the doctors. They're very, they're just very happy with the way Johnny came out of it. And he's going to lead a happy, healthy life. No signs of it, no issues.
How'd you feel about me growing out my hair and now cutting it and donating it?
Well, of course, as a mother, I didn't like your long hair. I wanted you to cut it, and I begged you every day to cut it. But once you finally told me why you were growing it and the purpose behind it, I was touched and very proud of the person you became because of this. And I couldn't be more prouder. I love you any more than I do now. That was a very unselfish act. And you took a lot of criticism for that hair. But you stayed true and you kept it growing for that reason. So nothing but pride from start to finish through this whole process. From 13 to now, I have nothing but respect and pride for you, because you are an incredible person because of what you went through.
How'd you feel when I decided to cut and donate my hair?
Oh, so that was I was caught off guard. I thought Johnny was going to keep growing his hair long. It looked good. We were very supportive that he wasn't cutting his hair. It was a good, it was fine with us. And then I thought when he first sent out the picture that he cut his hair, I had no idea he was going to cut his hair. So I thought he was photoshopping the picture when he sent it to us. I thought it was a joke, but he really did just went out, got his hair cut. It looks good. But then he said about this whole project that he's doing, that he was taking the hair to donate it. So I thought that was an awesome idea. That he thought of that himself. But that's the way Johnny is. He's a very good kid, thinks of other people, very sincere, and a smart kid. And he was thinking of others. So he cut his hair. The woman that cut his hair was very supportive, and they've wrapped it up nice. He's donating it to that cancer charity that he's decided to send it to, and I thought that was very commendable on his part. Very thoughtful and sincere, and a great idea. Not just to leave all that hair on the floor and have them throw it away, collect it, send it in, thinking of others. Very playing it forward. Think of others that are in need of that. It was just a very nice gesture on Johnny's part. Very proud of him. It was a good job on Johnny's part.